Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my Christmas jumper, which can only mean one thing. We are going to be doing a Christmas gift guide for artists. I am so excited, so let's delve straight into it. I'm going to break this down into sections, so hopefully you can navigate between ideas that you think will be most relevant to you. First up, let's talk watercolors. Now, I think that you can pick up so many really nice watercolor sets that look really luxurious and they're so well packaged that anyone would think that you have put so much thought into their gift. The first item I have got is this Artistro watercolor palette. They kindly gifted me this a few months ago. I have a video on it and I will link that below if you're interested in seeing it. It comes in this really lovely little velvet bag and it's just so nicely packaged, so whoever receives it will think that it is a really nice luxurious gift. Once you open up the little velvet bag, you then have this really lovely pink tin and it has a nice design on the front. You get 48 colours, 40 amazing standard colours, and then 4 fluorescent colours and 4 metallics. On the back of the packaging you can see all of the colours that are included. Inside the tin you get a swatch set, which I have painted on here so you can see what the colours look like. Acetate sheet with the colours on, the watercolour paper, so you get 10 sheets, and they're individual sheets as well, rather than them being in a sketchbook. They are individual sheets of watercolour paper, and then the watercolours themselves are within this tin, and everything is just packaged really nicely. You also get an eraser, sponge, a brush, a pencil, and a water brush pen. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this little set for somebody, and it's just such a lovely packaged set of watercolours for a beginner that I just think anyone that would receive this would be really happy with it. So I have a discount code for their website which gives you 10% off, so if you would like to purchase that one, I will leave that link in the description box and you can go ahead and check them out. The next watercolour set that I would recommend is this Paul Rubens watercolour set. It's the 24 vibrant colours, and I have found this to be a really useful little set to use. It came with this mini watercolour sketchbook which I have enjoyed using. It's got hot pressed watercolour paper in it. It goes well with the set of watercolours, and I feel like this is just a really nice little gift. It comes in a pink box. It's wrapped up in this artist's cloth which you could use for when you are painting. I haven't because I think it's just too pretty to actually use on with your paints, but I have really enjoyed using this paint set and I would highly recommend it. It cost me £24 on Amazon. It was an absolute bargain. I will link this in the description box, so if you're interested, go and check that one out. My next idea is for somebody that might want to curate their own watercolor palette. You could buy them an empty watercolor palette tin. I've got this one that I bought from Amazon. It's got a really pretty design on it with this abstract watercolor effect. It came with magnets and also half pans that you can fill yourself, so you can fill the half pans, pop the magnet on the bottom of it and it will stick to the tin. It won't move around. You won't lose any of your paints. You could also pair this one with a paint or a couple of half pans so that your friend could then pop those into their watercolor palette and then add to them themselves. And this one would be quite an inexpensive gift. This one cost me £12, and then if you bought a couple of tubes of paint that they could then create their own pans with, this would be an absolutely lovely gift. I'm planning on ordering from Jackson's to try out some of their watercolors, and I'm planning on using this little watercolor tin to store all of my paints in, so I'm really looking forward to using this one. My next suggestion is a watercolor medium. You could have a look through different watercolor medium. I've got this iridescent medium. It might not be one that people often would purchase, so it's a nice way to add a little bit of shimmer to your paintings, and you could use this mixed in with the painting or on top and you get a really nice little glittery effect. It's not quite iridescent, but it does look quite nice. This medium cost me £6.50 on Amazon. Some people might be a bit reluctant to purchase things like that themselves. However, if you get it as a gift, it's quite nice having that set aside for a special occasion. Next up would be for beginners. They may not have used a masking fluid before. I've got this pen masking fluid by Goya, and I think that this one would be really nice for a beginner because they might just be starting out in their watercolour journey, and having a few different mediums to use with their watercolours would help their practice and step up their game a little bit more. So I would definitely go in with a few more basics. You could also bundle some of the gifts together, so you might want to create like a little gift hamper for an artist. You could pair the watercolour paints with some larger watercolour paper. I've got this one here by Winsor & Newton. It's 11 inches by 14 inches or 27.9 by 35.6 centimeters. It comes with 12 pieces of paper. It's 300 GSM or 140 pounds, and it's cold pressed paper. I found this one to be quite a nice paper to work on. There are loads and loads of other papers that you can purchase, but I think pairing a watercolor palette and some slightly larger paper would be a really nice gift for somebody. Another item that you could think about is a watercolor palette. I made this one. The one that I made has got this little paintbrush rest on it, but there are so many different ones that are available on places like Etsy or online, and it's just such a unique little gift. It seems quite personal. You could pair this with a nice paintbrush and also a little set of paints, and I think this just would be such a nice pretty little gift. Alternatively, you could purchase them some clay and then they could make their own watercolor palette like I have. Now onto acrylic paints. I have got this Liquitex heavy body acrylic paint set. I paid £25 for this one on Amazon. It's a really nice gift set size, and it gives you the opportunity to gift some quite vibrant colours with this set. Gifting a smaller set like this would allow the artist to know whether they like this specific brand, so I would recommend purchasing a little set like this so that you can really get to test them out. You could also think about mediums that you could add to your acrylic paints. So I have got this Winsor & Newton heavy structured gel, so it gives an impasto style with your painting and it builds up structure, and again it might not be something that a beginner may have tried out before, and this would just give them more options on how they could use their acrylic paints. Another option is a glazing medium. Some beginners might not finish off their paintings with a glaze. They could glaze with this. You can glaze over the top of your paintings with this, or you can actually add it to your acrylic paints to create a shine to them. Another option, if you don't want to spend too much money on those smaller tubes of paints, is actually buying the larger System 3 acrylic paints like this one. You could buy somebody a set of primary colours, so you could get them a red, a yellow and a blue, and then you could also purchase a black and a white, and then they would be able to create lots of different pieces of artwork by colour mixing and practicing the colour theory with the acrylic paints here. If you are thinking about somebody that is maybe a bit younger and you know they're going to go through their paints quite quickly, they don't need anything that's long lasting in terms of light fastness, then this could be a good option. They are fairly affordable, you get a lot of paint for your money, and I think that these ones are perfect for students. I don't think we can talk about painting or buying acrylics without thinking about paintbrushes. So I'm a really big fan of synthetic hairbrushes. So I think if you're going to buy somebody some paints, you could also think about getting them some paintbrushes. And you can pick up some really good inexpensive sets from places like The Range in the UK. To go alongside the acrylic paints, you could also purchase a panel board. This one was £10 from Hobbycraft. I'm looking forward to painting on this one. I will be painting on that panel canvas fairly soon, so if you are interested in seeing that one, make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on any of my content. I also recently purchased this heart canvas from Hobbycraft. This one was super inexpensive. It was only £4.50, so you could bundle some of those cheaper items together with some of these canvases, and whoever you're buying for I think would absolutely love them. At the same time as I bought that heart canvas, I also bought a star, which I'm going to be painting on within the next couple of weeks. So again, if you want to see this one in action, subscribe to my channel. Another really good option would be these canvas boards, because they're really inexpensive and also they're quite handy to have just in the studio, because you can just whip one out to try out a little painting on. They're not too precious and you get quite a few for your money. If the person that you know is interested in pouring acrylics, you could purchase them a nice set like this one here, here, which I purchased from Arteza. It's a 32 set of premium pouring acrylics, and these are just so much fun to use. You can pair them with those canvas boards so that they have got something that they can pour straight onto, because it'd be quite frustrating if you received something like the pouring acrylics and then nothing to actually use them on. So I would recommend buying something that they could pour onto, as well as the pouring set itself. But there's so many really nice colours in this set, and it's a really comprehensive set as well, so they wouldn't need to purchase or repurchase any other colours for quite some time. A novel paint set that you could purchase is this Himi Jelly Gouache. This has been so popular on YouTube over the last couple of years, and it's such an experience opening up all of the different little cups of paint and discovering the colours and then playing about with that medium. So I would definitely recommend this. You can pick them up really inexpensively from Amazon. I will link it in the description box below. I have got a video on using this and unboxing it, so if you want to see that one, go and check it out. I think that printing is such a fun thing to do, so you could also gift a little set for lino printing. So I've seen them on a small scale where you can get tools for cutting, you can get a roller and also some lino for as little as £10, and that would be a really good gift for somebody that is looking to get into lino printing. So that could be a really good gift if you're doing like Secret Santa, or if you are on a tighter budget but want to give a gift that you know they will enjoy. Now onto a medium that I think anyone would appreciate, because you can do them anywhere around the house or whilst you're relaxing, and that's buying a set of really nice colouring pencils. Now the Faber-Castell ones are a bit more of a luxurious brand, so if you're looking to spend a little bit more money, then they would be a really good option. The 24 polychromo set that I have got offers maximum light fastness, so they are a really good quality pencil. I would highly recommend them. They are oil based and they create a really rich colour, and I have absolutely loved mine from the moment I first used them. I love the barrel. They look really nice with the colour on the outside of the pencil. They're a round barrel, so they're really comfortable to use. And I also like that the pencil branding is gold, and then there's also a gold band at the bottom of the pencil. So unlike some brands where they might look a bit mismatched in the pencil colouring set, this one, the consistency is perfect. So I would definitely recommend the Faber-Castell Polychromos. I think that they are a fantastic brand of colouring pencil, so I would highly recommend. I've also got the Prismacolor Premier pencils. I've got the 72 pack here, and it's a really nice colourful tin, so it looks quite visually stunning as a gift. I know a lot of people rave about the Prismacolors. If they were to receive this as a gift, I'm sure they would be very happy with it. Again, they are a round barrel, so they've got a nice comfortable hold to them. The branding on the pencil is in silver. In contrast to the Faber-Castell Polychromos, the pencils do not all line up absolutely perfectly, so some of the branding is kind of like mismatched in the box. But it is a really nice set, and you do get a really good variety of colours. For the younger artists that might be looking for some colouring pencils for skin tones, I picked up this Crayola Colours of the World pencil set. I think this offers a really good variety of skin toned pencils. You could add in a couple of extra coloured pencils just to get those cool tones and those warm tones in there as well, because I do like to use a blue in my colouring pencils quite a lot. So for a younger artist, I think these would be brilliant. Onto pencil mediums, I have got a few different colourless blending pencils that I have found to be really useful when working with my colouring pencils. I have got the Prismacolor Premier colourless blending pencils, and I found them to be very successful with my colouring pencils. Another set that I purchased recently and I have found them to be very useful is the Derwent colourless blender and burnishing set. It also comes with a sharpener and also an eraser, so it's quite a nice little gift pack, and it would make a really nice stocking filler because it comes quite nicely packaged with a few different items. Now that one was £7.50. Remember, I will link everything in the description box. Another item that people may not have is a pencil eraser. So this one is really handy for removing some colouring pencil or even graphite pencil from your page and creating some really nice sharp highlights. It is sort of a soft rubbery tip on these pencils. I bought them because I was really intrigued, so it might be quite a nice little stocking filler that you could get somebody, and these two pencils cost me £4. Another item that I'm quite partial to for my colouring pencils is a pencil blend. I've got the Zest It one, so it doesn't have a really strong, unpleasant smell to it. It has got quite a zesty smell. I find this works really well just to blend in my colouring pencils and smooth everything out, and just helps to define some of the colours. Sometimes it makes them seem really quite vibrant and bright. So I will link any of those colouring pencils and accessories in the description box. The next item, I would be absolutely over the moon if I had received a really nice sketchbook. So first up, I have got this Arteza sketchbook here. It's a nice square sketchbook. I've almost filled one of these up, which I have been using for the last few months. It is a 21 by 21 centimeter sketchbook, and the paper is 180 GSM. So it's quite a nice sketchbook for dry medium. However, I have even used it for wet medium. I've painted in mine and it has held it quite well. It's got a really nice denim look front cover, which you could either use for a canvas and you could paint over that and customize your sketchbook, or it would just look really nice on your bookshelf with matching ones like this going all the way along. I got two in a pack and I think it cost me something like £20. I know personally if I received a sketchbook I'd be really pleased, because I just absolutely love sketchbooks, but the paper quality has to be just right. The other sketchbook that I have is this one here by C. White of Brighton. It comes in a really nice little case, so it slides in to this case here and it just makes it feel that much more special. It's a really nice way to keep hold of your work and it just feels like it values your artwork. So I think this is a really nice little sketchbook. It's a concertina sketchbook, so it does fold out like this. So all of the pages are combined, so you can't rip any of them out. It's double layered and I just think this is such a lovely little sketchbook. It's novel, you can have a continuous piece of artwork running all the way along it. I just really love it, and you can use it both ways. So you can use it from that direction or you can turn it over and then you've got it in that direction as well. I bought mine from Hobbycraft, but I will link it in the description box below. Another thing that I think would be quite useful to go alongside the sketchbooks would be some little clips like this one here. I think that they look really pretty, but also they're really practical to hold your paper down in your sketchbook. I recently purchased these ones from Hobbycraft. They're by C. White of Brighton, the same brand as that sketchbook. I think these would be a really nice little stocking filler. They could be used with a sketchbook, they could be used to clip up artwork, but I just think they are really pretty, and I had been looking for some like this for some time. If you know that the person you're buying for is quite tight on space, an item that could be absolutely game-changing for them is an art cart. Now mine was gifted to me by my friend and it has been so useful. It fits in really perfectly colour-wise to my studio because I have got quite a few pink accents, as you can probably tell from some of the art materials that I have shown you. However, it works really well. It's not a really bright pink, it has got this nice rose gold tint to it and has also got a shimmer. So I would recommend an art cart for anybody that is wanting to set up a studio or have all of their art materials in one place. So if you know somebody's wanting to get into a certain art style, then you could think about getting them a nice book. I've got this one here, which is the Sky Arts Portrait Artist of the Year, and it has lots of different techniques in that for different art styles, along with sort of a breakdown on how to create a certain style. If you know a beginner, you could think about art acrylic techniques as well, so really nicely illustrated. It's got lots of different technical ways in which you can paint in the book. I just think things like this for a beginner are excellent. It gives you colour theory, information, and also some ideas on different colour palettes and colourways that you could test out. Another way to gift the art of creativity would be through subscription boxes. Every so often they would receive a whole new selection selection of art materials to play with, and they would be able to keep that gift going for the entire year. That could be a really good option if you find the idea of gifting art materials a little bit daunting. So there you guys have it. Those were my Christmas gift guides for 2021. If you have any other ideas that you think would be the absolute perfect gift for somebody that is into art, then let me know in the comments, because I would love to hear them. I'm looking for some good watercolors, and I'm also looking for some good acrylics. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, because I'm sure there will be a haul video coming up very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye guys.